Hi to anyone who's seeing this. Sorry if my voice is a bit off. I'm ill. I've been at home for a couple of days now, so I felt being stuck at home, why don't I make a video? And the thing that came to my mind was, well, for some reason, was Suicide Squad and its sequel. So, doing a short recap on Suicide Squad, I saw it in the cinema with my friends, and when we came out, I thought it was okay. Like, we had a few laughs in the cinema. More of them were like what the fuck moments, but overall I thought it was okay. At the moment I didn't think it was horrible, or nor did I think it was a great movie, just it was okay. But in my opinion, part of the experience about any movie, especially whether it's in the cinema or at home, is what you experience after watching the movie. So the thoughts that come into your head, the things you think about, and so on. That's the reason that I love the Nolan films usually, especially The Dark Knight and Inception and Interstellar. After those films finished, I still gave them so much thought. Now, obviously, Suicide Squad isn't no Interstellar, for example. It's a normal superhero movie, right? But still, you're gonna think about any movie after watching the movie, right? Start kind of recalling the events. And I did that with Suicide Squad, and part of it didn't make any sense. Now, the thing is, in a lot of movies you have like small plot holes and small actions, details that make no sense. But the thing is, in Suicide Squad, it's the base concept, the very foundation of the movie that doesn't make sense. So in the movie, very shortly, Amanda Waller, the kind of villain, says that, well, Superman, he was this godlike creature and he happened to be good. But what if he was bad? So, and what if he decided to, I don't know, come into the White House, kidnap the president, blah blah blah. So, why don't we get some villains with abilities, I'll come back to that later, and whom we can control and use them to protect ourselves against such threats. Now, obviously, this isn't the best idea if you say it to any person, right? But the thing that makes it really stupid is that I don't know how to say this. What made you want to prepare this group of people is something like Superman, like a godlike creature that cannot be dealt with normal convenience measures, let's say. And then your idea of combating this godlike creature is with a group of people consisting from a person who can throw boomerangs, a person who is really good at shooting, a crazy woman who knows how to swing a bat, some guy with actual fire powers who might be useful. Who else was on the team? Some guy who is a crocodile, so he can breathe underwater. That's really useful. And some guy who can climb everything. Yeah, we can't forget about him. He was the big character in the movie. It doesn't make sense, does it? It's the very basic premise of the movie didn't make sense. What they should have done, and I wouldn't have been upset about it at all if they had pretty much copied the cartoon movie Assault on Arkham, which is basically Suicide Squad. That movie did this the basic concept was great. You have this kind of intel that Amanda Waller wants, but it is in Arkham. Now she cannot get to it, so what she does is that she recruits this group of villains to get it for her. And you know, then there comes this idea that they're expendable, they can take the blame. It's something that makes sense, right? Not that, oh, we might need a team to combat a Superman-like creature in case there is a second one like him. No, there is this thing I need, but I cannot do it myself, so you guys are going to do it for me, and I'm going to blow your heads off. It's a simple premise, but it's one that makes sense. There's the second thing, that you know how in the trailers and in the promotions, they were like, yeah, we're bad guys, we're bad guys, we're all bad, we're the villains, and blah blah blah, right? But in the movie, and I had the feeling they would mess this up, and they absolutely did. They didn't feel like villains at all. If you show this movie to a person, probably the only indication that they're villains are when they say we're villains, or when you get flashbacks of their past. None of their actions actually show they're villains, you know what I mean? Again, I am going to go back to the cartoon Assault on Arkham because it's a good one, you should learn from it. In this movie, they legit felt like villains. In this movie, the villains feel like villains. It's not like in Suicide Squad where they are like, okay, we just met like 1 day ago, but hey, amigos, you're my family now, I'm going to go and die for you. That's superhero shit, isn't it? In this movie, they legit start backstabbing each other, they try to find ways out, they separate from the group to try to run away, they kill each other, they sabotage each other, and like you can see their actions and see that, oh okay, they're totally villains, absolutely, definitely. But in the movie, what? Because Harley Quinn breaks some glass and then steals a purse, she's a villain. And then, yeah, like, you know what I mean? There's enough, they don't feel like villains at all. And these were the things that were coming to my mind that absolutely ruined the movie for me and made it a pretty bad movie. Now about Suicide Squad 2, there isn't much to go on about. There isn't any specific details that let us build a theory or hypothesize something. So the only thing I'm going to talk about is James Gunn, who is a potential director for the movie. I don't think it's 100% sure yet, but I'm excited about it because he is a good director, but also because he's shown how good he can be with a similar material. So if you think about it, the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, the part of the reason it was really successful is because James Gunn was able to introduce to us this new group of people, these new characters that we haven't met before, and made us like them, and then he put them in a story that we liked, that we enjoyed being on board with, and so on. And Suicide Squad is kind of similar, isn't it? You have this group of baddies, villains who we've never met before, and made to forced to group up with each other, and they have their own story, blah blah blah. And one of the other small things that I've read online is that Suicide Squad 2 is going to be like a soft reboot or more of a reimagination of Suicide Squad. And I think this is good then. It allows James Gunn to make something good out of this rubbish piece of shit. If Warner Brothers lets him do his thing. Warner Brothers, you've seen directors, if you let them be, they can do good for you. They can do good for the DCEU, for Wonder Woman, for Aquaman. Let directors do their thing. You'll start to gain back our trust. So that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and hope you have a nice day.